testing the Nikon Z8. We've just got the 24-70 and the 100-400. Something that was a shock to me this morning because I didn't realise it did that. So yeah, so pretty smart outfit, this Nikon Z8. Jeez, look at that, full rainbow. Woohoo! Good morning everybody, Bernie here. Thanks for tuning in again. Today we find ourselves out at Glenorchy. So probably 35-40 minutes from Queenstown. And as you can see in the background, it's quite moody and misty, just the way we like it. Again, today just testing the Nikon Z8. We've just got the 24-70 and the 100-400. So today we'll probably do a mixture of landscape and wildlife as we usually do. So we'll start off with the landscape. I've got myself a nice little composition. It's actually not too far from the car park, which is great because I thought I'd be going on a bit of a hike this morning. So now we're just waiting for the light to come over and hopefully hit our scene and give us maybe a bit of pop color as well. So I'll show you the scene we're working on now. You know, see this through. If the color doesn't come through, if the clouds don't lift, then we'll probably go black and white and shoot some moody black and white landscapes because there's good conditions for that. So far it hasn't really gone to plan. We got some decent kind of glints of color, but we didn't get that full-blown sunrise that we were hoping for. So what I've had to do is just change tack just a little bit. So we're going to move to black and white moody shots. I found that getting in closer to the lupin and using that to create interest in the scene rather than focusing on the sky was the best way to go. So I'll show you that composition now and I'll just talk you through it. Quite a departure from our last landscape attempt. So we've just got the lupin here running up the side, not in the center, but just down the side there. And then I've just blurred out the mountain peak in the background. So you can still make out that there's a river, a bit of a sandbar and a mountain with some tree line in the back there. But it's not overly obvious. So I just thought I'd change tact a little bit. There's a little bit of color in the sky there, which complements the lupin. But as I wasn't getting the landscape that I decided, I thought I'd change tact and try something a little bit more creative. It just goes to show sometimes you do need to change up what you're doing, because if your first composition isn't working, then sometimes it isn't the best option just to keep trying and trying and trying. Sometimes you do just need to change up and go for something different. So that's why I've gone for that lupin shot rather than just trying to push and push and push that landscape. It does look like the clouds are starting to break up now, so hopefully some of that light just starts to penetrate through the clouds and gives us some of that moody kind of, you know, pre-storm lighting. Alrighty, so this is what we're wanting. We've got some really nice light hitting the mountains there, so I'll just turn this around now. See it there. So you see that little slither of light just hitting the sides there. So I've actually gone with the 100-400 now, and I'm just getting some detail shots of the mountains there. Absolutely stunning. And there's another second ray there coming in through here, so I'm just going to recompose and then I'll get the camera back on so you can check it out. Just over the river here, or the creek, is kind of a low-hanging kind of part of the river that's just not getting any wind. So it's creating a bit of a mirror effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a part of the creek that's not too deep, cross it, and then just wait, and hopefully that light comes back into those mountains just behind me here, just into that kind of ridge there. And what we can do then is capture that with the reflection in the water, and hopefully that will create something that's a little bit more interesting than a static landscape image. So let's make our way over there now. I'll grab my pack and yeah, we'll see how we go. Oof. You can just start to see him coming through here. Nothing over there yet though. What's turned from a pretty weak sunrise has turned into a smorgasbord of a whole lot of ranging light conditions. So it's really turned it on today, and you can see behind me there. I'm not a fan of this blue sky here. I wish some cloud had just pushed into that, but otherwise you've got some beautiful light there on the ranges, and even a little rainbow just starting and coming in through there. And as always, I always have at least a 2-second timer on, just to counteract any movement of the camera when I've finished kind of adjusting it or whatnot. So just 2 seconds, just to settle it before it takes the shot. Otherwise, shooting at f11, ISO kind of 100 at the moment. Something that did really shock me about the Nikon, and you might be able to help me here. Earlier this morning, and I could be wrong, but it looked like the buttons actually lit up. Whether this is like a kind of a glow-in-the-dark type feature, or whether they're actually illuminated, let me know. Whether they're just extremely clear, but they just look like they popped a lot more, easier to find, especially when somebody like me who's just started using it isn't as familiar with the camera. So I thought that was fantastic. If that's the case, it's something that I used to talk about. One of the guys I used to work with at Fujifilm actually mentioned it to me once. Why don't they make light up buttons or something that illuminates through the text so you can actually see it when you're working in the dark? So that was something that was a shock to me this morning, because I didn't realize it did that. So pretty smart outfit, this Nikon Z8. With regard to having a Nikon or buying it for a landscape option, I'd highly recommend it. It's not something that I was worried about. With the megapixel counter that's got, autofocus isn't a problem because I'm manual focusing most of the time anyway. It's got plenty of features. So to be honest, yeah, it's everything you'd expect it to be for a landscape option. So that's not something that was too much of a concern for me when I was starting this journey on whether or not camera was going to be right for me as a photographer. Because the things like wildlife, and actually mainly wildlife, were more important in terms of trying to find the right option than it was around landscapes and other types of photography. Because those really, if you've got a light type box with a lens, some good glass, you're good to go. Whereas wildlife, images with whatever you've got available to you, but obviously there are cameras now that can make it easier and easier to get the results that you want faster. So why wouldn't you use that technology to your advantage? So that's where I'm at with that at the moment. In terms of landscapes, Nikon Z8 hits it out the park. But saying that, does it beat, say, a GFX 100S? I'm not sure that it does. I still think those medium format sensors are incredible. There are pros and cons to everything. We'll just see how we go. But the big tests are going to come in the next couple of days when we get it out shooting wildlife, just to see how it performs with the autofocus. But on all accounts, I'm sure it does an extremely good job. It's too busy recording, and there's a huge rainbow that's just kicked off behind me there. So I need to get back to the camera, try and get the last shot off of the day, and then we might call it quits and grab a coffee. It's a nice shot, but like I said, having that blue sky in the image, it just makes it a bit too clean and kind of postcardy, if that makes sense. It's lost its mood a little bit. So yeah, I think we might be done for the day. So doing the last minute scout of the area, see if there's nothing I've missed, and then we might go grab that coffee and have a look at the images I've taken today. See that, but we finally got the full rainbow with a bit of light on the hills there as well. So got him in the bag, so let's fingers crossed it comes out all right. Jeez, look at that, full rainbow. Woohoo! Alrighty team, I think we're done for the day. You know, what started off as a pretty poor morning has ended up being, you know, quite a, a nice. I wouldn't say it was incredible, but you know, it was, yeah, it was a goodie. We were lucky with the light, but like I said, it was all patience. You know, you have to wait. You have to just, sometimes you just have to sit there and just hope that it happens. If it doesn't, you got to come back again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So, you know, just practice that patience. Make sure you don't leave too early, and just enjoy being out here. So, look, again, a mass amount of gratitude for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer them. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.